Hello again, I'm Rahena. We're playing more of Gakuen Heaven 2. Last time we stopped with Kuya and Yuki on the roof, discussing how they couldn't find Ninosuke, and Yuki came up with his, I think, spot-on observation that Ninosuke wants to come back but can't because Yuki is already there. He has replaced him as student council president, and he regrets giving Yuki the armband. And that's why he made that accusation from the rooftop, that announcement saying that he stole it. Because he's trying to make everyone doubt Yuki so he can get his position back, be back with his friends. And I think it takes a pretty special character, someone like Yuki, to understand motivations like that and not be terribly angry about it, but just be sad. Rather than wanting to do something to get revenge, to strike back at someone who really told a lie about him in front of, I don't even know if it was the entire school that heard the announcement or just the people in the courtyard at the time. But still, pretty tough to swallow when someone's making things up about you, calling you a thief in front of others. Especially at a time like this where things are very stressful at the school. But with Yuki making that observation, we have a choice here. He can say, I'll quit being the student council president, or I'll fight Hattori-san. And of course we're going to choose that. No quitting.
俺は服部さんと戦う。
I'll fight with him.
勇気。服部さんの気持ちはわかる。
I understand his feelings.
だって、最高の生徒会だから。
Well, the student council is the best.
この生徒会でもう一度頑張りたいって気持ちは痛いほどわかる。
I understand his feelings of wanting to work hard in the student council again, so much that it hurts.
だけど、俺だって頑張ってきたんだ。
But I'm working hard too.
未熟なところだっていっぱいあったけど、あの人から託されたエースを俺なりに精一杯やってきた。
There's lots of things where I'm inexperienced, but I'm working my hardest in my own way to be the ace that he entrusted to me.
そんな簡単に譲れない。
I can't hand it over so easily.
譲れるかよ。
How could I?
ありがとう。
Thank you. So Kuya is cheered up a little bit by the determination, of course.
クヤさん。
そうだ。君がエースだ。
That's right, you're the ace.
誰に恥じることはない。君は誰よりも立派な、この学園のエースだ。
You don't have to feel ashamed in front of anyone. You're the school's ace, more admirable than anyone.
君は間違ってない。
You didn't do anything wrong.
間違ってるのは、ニノスケなんだ。
Ninosuke is the one who did something wrong.
あいつが迷惑をかけて、本当にごめん。
I'm really sorry he caused you trouble.
クヤさんが謝ることじゃないだろ。
You don't need to apologize.
だが、
But
あいつは友達だから。
he's my friend.
そっか。
I see.
君の言う通り、あいつはエースに戻りたくなったんだと思う。
You're right. I think he wanted to be the ace again.
だよな。
Yeah.
最初からそういうつもりだったかどうかはわからない。
I don't know if he intended that at the beginning or not.
多分、そんなことも何も考えず、ただ逃げ出しただけなんじゃないかと俺は思う。
I think that probably he just ran off without thinking about it at all.
もちろん、戻る気はあっただろう。
Of course he intended to come back.
そうでないなら、学園の中になんか潜伏しないからな。
If he didn't, he wouldn't have hidden inside the school.
でも、勇気に腕章を委ねた時は、きっと本気で、この学園の未来を君に託していたはずだ。
But when he left the armband to you, I'm sure he was serious about entrusting the future of the school to you as well.
そして、それを受け止めてくれた君に、とても感謝していたはずなんだ。
And he must have been very grateful that you accepted it.
そうかな。
I guess.
絶対にそうだ。
I'm sure of it.
考えてもみろ。あの時点の生徒会は、雑用係とみんなに呆れられるような存在だったんだぞ。
Just think about it. At that point in time, the student council was just doing chores and everyone was making fun of us.
君だって生徒会長になると言ったら、クラスメイトに止められなかったか？
When you said you'd be the student council president, didn't your classmates try to stop you?
そういえば、止められたかも。
Well, come to think of it, they may have tried.
だろ？
Right?
あの時には生徒会長をやりたい人間なんて、この学園にはいなかった。
Back then, there was no one in the school who wanted to be student council president.
それを引き受けてくれた君に感謝こそすれ。憎むとか邪魔に思うなんてありえないんだ。
He felt grateful that you accepted it, so there's no way that he hated you or thought you were an obstacle.
そっか。
I see.
だったらちょっとよかった。
Then I'm a bit glad.
それに関しては絶対だ。信じてくれていい。
Yeah, and when it comes to that, you can believe it.
だが、この廃校騒ぎで事情は変わった。
But this mess with the school closing changed everything.
生徒会長は今や、この学園の運命を握る重要な存在だ。
The student council president is now an important person who holds the fate of the school.
自分がエースになって、かっこよく学園を救いたい。
He wants to be the ace now and be cool and save the school.
きっと、二之助はそう考えたんだ。
I'm sure that's what Ninosuke was thinking. So very easy to let go of your responsibilities and ask somebody else to take over when your position is worthless. But if by chance that position becomes very important for whatever reason, it can be difficult for the person who gave that up. And of course, naturally, the feeling is going to be, hey, I can do that. Let me do that again. That was my position. So, bad decisions, rude things come out of the desire to have something that you used to have that you willingly gave up, but once it becomes something a little better, you regret that, and that's only natural.
かっこよくか。
Cool, huh?
俺は全然かっこよくないけどな。
I'm not cool at all.
俺じゃなくて服部さんがエースだったらかっこよくいけたのかな。
If Hattori-san were the ace instead of me, maybe he would have been cool.
いや、無理だろう。
No, that would be impossible.
あいつのことだ。張り切って空回りか、プレッシャーで自滅のどちらかだったろうな。
When it comes to him, he'd either be spinning his wheels, overly excited, or self-destructing under the pressure.
厳しいな。
That's harsh.
あいつとは付き合いも長いからな。大体のことはお見通しだ。
It's because I've been with him for a long time, so I see through most of it.
何を考えそうとか、何をしそうとか、分かってる。
I know what he thinks and what he does. We don't know very much about the relationship between Kuya and Ninosuke, except what we are filtered here through the story, of course. But even though it seems like Ninosuke is just a bad person, I mean, it's very easy to come to that conclusion, and honestly, I don't like him as a character either. But I'm sure he has good qualities, and there's a reason why Kuya would be friends with him, because even though he seems very selfish and all this, and kind of high maintenance, I don't think Kuya would be friends with someone who is actually a bad person. I hope. Kuya is pretty needy, though. He has that need to be needed by people, and I could see him kind of easily getting into a bad relationship with someone, not necessarily a romantic relationship, but just a friendship type relationship. And I think that's kind of what's happening here, is that his friendship with Ninosuke has gone kind of bad, because he'll do a lot to keep Ninosuke happy without considering his own needs in a friendly relationship, and it causes problems, as you can see.
そう。
Right.
あいつのこと、分かってると思ってたんだ。
I thought I knew him.
クーヤさん。
分かり合ってるし、信頼し合っている。
We knew each other and we trusted each other.
一番の友達だと思ってたんだ。
I thought he was my best friend.
それなのに、こんなことをするなんて。
And yet that he would do such a thing.
みんなの前で、君を貶めるような真似をするなんて。
That he would act so contemptuously of you in front of everyone.
俺はあいつが許せない。
I won't forgive him.
それよりももっと、事態を甘く見すぎていた自分のことが許せない。
And on top of that, I won't forgive myself for not taking the situation seriously enough.
友達を助けてやれもしない。
I didn't help my friend.
君を守れもしない。
I didn't protect you.
君はこんなに頑張ってるのに。
Even though you've worked so hard.
俺は別に守ってほしいわけじゃないよ。
Well, I didn't really want you to protect me.
クーヤさんは俺と一緒に戦ってくれる。
You were
俺は
fighting.
そうしたいし、そうしてほしい。
You were fighting with me, and that's what I wanted to do, and how I wanted things to be.
誇らしいって言ってくれたよな。
You told me it was honorable.
俺もそう思ったんだ。
I thought so too.
守られるんじゃなくて、戦えることが誇らしいって。
That fighting and not being protected was honorable.
そんな風に考えられるようになったのは、クーヤさんがいてくれたからだ。
And that I ended up thinking that way was because of you.
そうか。
I see.
クーヤさんは俺のパートナーだ。
You're my partner.
絶対の味方だよ。
And an unconditional ally.
だから自分を許せないなんて言うなよ。
So don't say that you can't forgive yourself.
君は優しいな。
You're so nice.
優しいのは俺じゃなくて。
I'm not the one who's nice. The one who's really nice is Kuya-san. He's the one who's hurting, thinking about mine and Hattori-san's feelings. But if I said that...
いいですか、クーヤさん。
Alright, Kuya-san.
こんな夕方に考えちゃダメだ。
No thinking this evening.
父さんに昔言われたんだ。暗い場所で考えても落ち込むだけだって。
My father told me that a long time ago. If you think in a dark place, you just get depressed.
しっかり寝て、朝起きて、元気になって明るい日差しの中で考えたことがきっと正解だぞって。
He said, get a good sleep and wake up in the morning, cheer up, and what you think in the bright daylight is sure to be right. I like this just little hint here of Yuki's family, and unfortunately I don't think his mother's ever mentioned in the game, but his father's mentioned a couple of times, and it seems like he's kind of happy-go-lucky in the same way that Yuki is. So is his personality kind of inborn, or is it influenced by his parents? I think it's a little bit of both, which is nice, considering in many games we have characters who come from kind of crappy backgrounds and unpleasant homes, unpleasant families. So it's nice to have a character who has a supportive family and that you can really see the influence of that family on that person, even if it's only mentioned a couple of times.
クーヤさんが自分を許せないなんて思ったのもこんな夕方のせいじゃないかな。
That you feel like you can't forgive yourself is probably because of the evening.
日も暮れて疲れてお腹も減って、そしたら気持ちも下がってくるのは当たり前だよ。
Well, with the sun down and you're tired and hungry, it's only natural that your feelings sink too.
朝になって考えたらきっと違う風に考えられる。
I'm sure you'll think differently in the morning.
そうじゃないかな。
Don't you think so?
そうだな。
You're right.
しっかり寝て、朝起きて、明るい日差しの中で考えたことが正解か。
So get a good sleep. Wake up in the morning and what you think in the bright daylight is right, huh?
ありがとう。いい言葉だ。
Thank you. That's a nice saying.
だろ？
Isn't it?
よし、考えるのはやめだ。
Alright, I'll stop thinking.
帰ろう、ユキ。
Let's go back, Yuki.
しっかり寝て、朝起きて、ニノスケのことはそれから考えよう。
Let's get a good sleep and wake up in the morning and think about Ninosuke then.
あと晩ご飯も食べないと。
Oh, but we still have to eat dinner.
その通りだ。
That's right. Of course, Yuki can't skip dinner. He'd probably die or something because he's a hummingbird. If he went to sleep at night and got up in the morning, he'd just keel over. So that ends the scene on the roof, and it's kind of a painful scene to watch because of just how sad it is, especially for Kuya. But, well, you know things will work out. And the next video will continue with Yuki back in his room, and he has a bunch of thoughts in there, and there's actually an interesting scene that follows from there, so it's definitely a good place to stop here so we don't get to a 20-minute, 30-minute video. So I hope you enjoyed that scene. A little tough to watch, but don't worry about it. We'll get to see some happier things soon, so thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.